They all have souvenir gift shops, right? Exit through the gift shop, and some of that stuff can fetch mind-boggling money. That little teddy bear sold for £100. Hello and welcome to the video. This video is going to be what I hope will be the first in a series of videos where I talk about a particular niche. I will bring up completed listings within eBay, all within the same niche, and explore different areas within that niche. And I'll show you the pictures on screen as I talk about them, so you don't have to look at this very beardy face for the whole video. Hopefully there'll be some interesting information in there, some useful stuff, some things that you can keep in your mind to know while you're out and about that this stuff has some value. I really think there'll be some things in here that will surprise you. During my research, although I've known about this niche for years, I was genuinely surprised at some of the prices. So yeah, let's get on with it, shall we? The niche is theme park merch, specifically UK-based theme park merch. And for this video, I've concentrated on what I think, correct me if I'm wrong, are the three main ones. That's Alton Towers, Thorpe Park, and Chessington World of Adventure. Is it World of Adventure? I think so. Merch from the smaller parks also sells, but for this video, I'm focusing on those. This is the item that inspired me to do this video. This is an Alton Towers mug. Unfortunately, this one, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, it has a crack running across here, so I'm not even sure it's saleable. I might still try and sell it just as a decorative piece. But that, which is an Alton Towers hotel mug, I think they were going for 20, maybe pushing beyond 20 for that one. So let's start. We'll start with Alton Towers and we'll start with mugs. So this one, here you see Alton Towers Haunted House mug. So this is a vintage one. I think this is going back to the 90s. By the way, everything I'm going to show you are completed and sold. These are not listings where people were just aiming high and hoping. These are actual sold prices. So there you can see, fairly bog standard size and shape mug, sold at 30 plus post. Here's another Alton Towers one. This is Thunder Looper mug. I'm not sure if the Thunder Looper is still there. This is a vintage one. Again, I think that's probably from the 90s. And again, sold at 30 plus the post. This is, what's that? It's the Smiler, isn't it? I believe. So 2013, you can see there in the title. Some of the titles are cropped, so you're not seeing the entire title sometimes. $22.99 for a much more recent mug. Here we have a Chessington World of Adventures. Okay, I was right, it is World of Adventures. So as you can see, there's a following and a market for Chessington as well. If you can hear Jeff in the background, I apologise. He can hear people walking past. Jeff, leave it. So this Chessington one, again, looks vintage by the look of it. It's the Rattlesnake. I've never been, so I don't know anything about that park. And that's gone at 25 plus post. Here we have a Thorpe Park mug. This is, I think this is fairly up to date. This is the Store Ride. So a much more ornate mug there with the syringe. And that's gone at 25 plus post. And then we move on to pin badges. Now, some of these I was quite surprised at the values. This is one of those things to have in your mind. So if you see a rummage box of badges in a charity shop or a boot sale, and you happen across anything theme park related, grab it. Here's some Alton Towers Nemesis pin badges and a corkscrew one. So the corkscrew one is going to be vintage because that was dismantled and taken away a long time ago. I remember going on the corkscrew back in the 80s and in the early 90s. Not sure when it was taken down. And those three, just the three you see there, have sold for $84.95 plus post. This next one was actually in that last bundle, But on its own, this Nemesis badge has gone for 60 plus post. That's crazy for a pin badge. And these things are out there. Yeah, so it's worth having that thought in your mind to rummage in badge boxes. This next one again, Alton Towers Splash Landings Hotel. So this is a hotel badge, £30 plus post. Alton Towers Smiler again, pin badge, 23 plus post. Haunted house, so we had a haunted house mug before. Here's a pin badge. Yeah, nice price, £23 plus post on that one. So if we move on to Chessington again, you can see this one, I mean, it looks very vintage. I don't know if this is going back to the 80s. £40 on that one pin badge. Incredible. Another Chessington one again, vintage. It says this is the rattlesnake. I think we just had a rattlesnake mug, didn't we? So that one again has gone at 40 for one little metallic enameled pin badge. And then Thorpe Park has rangers, and I believe there's a whole sort of collection you can get of different park rangers, different animal figures. So this is one of the ranger mascots. And in pin badge form, and that's gone for £18.95 plus post. And then I think within this niche of theme park memorabilia, what I'm going to show you next is my favourite part of the niche. I love maps anyway. I love looking at a map and old maps. And theme parks, often you will get a little kind of brochure, a little leaflet with a map of the park on. You can plan your day. Those can fetch, not all of them. Generally, as a general rule, the older the better, but they can fetch some pretty decent prices. So let me share some of those with you. So this first one is Alton Towers, and this is a 1982 map. So as I just suggested, the earlier the better, the scarcer they become. And this one has sold at 45 all in. So that's just a fold out leaflet map. This next one is 2001. So in my head, that's recent. It's not really, it's 22 years ago. But there we have another theme park map guide leaflet, sold at $33.49. And moving on to Chessington, you can see here we've got a vintage Chessington World of Adventures brochure map. This time from 1990, so good age to it, and that's gone at $34.99 plus post. And here we have a vintage Alton Towers experience book, sold for $45. So I don't know if that is more of a book than a leaflet. Doesn't look like there's much to it. £45, one bid plus post. Amazing. So if we now move on to the more kind of just general merch, there's all sorts of stuff available. They all have souvenir gift shops, right? Exit through the gift shop, and some of that stuff can fetch mind-boggling money. It really can. And again, as a rule, the earlier the better. Vintage stuff will fetch more, but some of the modern stuff, and you'll see in a minute, can also fetch surprising values. So if we start again with Alton Towers, this is a Nemesis teddy bear. And that £100, as I said earlier, these are all completed and sold prices. That little teddy bear sold for £100. I can show you close up. So he's got a little Nemesis backpack on. That's the front view. So just a pretty bog standard, probably made in China teddy bear with a Nemesis rucksack. Sold for £100. That's insanity. Again, sticking with Alton Towers, this is a Smiler Ride clock. Sold at 60 plus post. Crazy prices. Again, Smiler. These are they're described as Alton Towers, the Smiler Goggles Glasses. £61 on auction, plus post. So a lot of the parks also make little resin models, little ornaments, sometimes of the rides. This one has, it looks like a whole load of the rides from Alton Towers in a little resin ornament. Well worth looking for. You can see the price this one achieved on bids, £56 plus post. So sticking with Alton Towers, these were really popular in the 80s, 90s. It's like a little water-filled ornament stroke toy. You turn it upside down and the different coloured water drips through. And this is just branded with Alton Towers and their Henry Hound mascot. I'm not sure if he is still the mascot for Alton Towers. I don't think so. This has been sold as brand new, so it's new old stock. And that achieved 45 plus post. And then this one, I don't think this has much age to it. Well, actually, there you go. Title says 2016. So not a great deal of age. This is Alton Towers Umbrella, themed around the Galactica ride. And that's sold at 40 plus post. So clothing sells as well, branded theme park clothing. This is an official Alton Towers waterproof Smiler roller coaster jacket. Went on auction at 37 plus post. So don't dismiss, t-shirts, coats, hats, anything that's branded. There's a market, and this is what this video is about. It's just to get that in your head that branded merchandise from any theme park will have a market. The stuff I'm showing you here is what jumped out at me. So these are the significant sales, right? Obviously there's a whole sliding scale of prices and values, but it's just to get this stuff in your head. So here we have Henry Hound again. So this is Alton Towers mascot. Is a little dog, I'm guessing, Henry Hound. New, still sealed in packet, 9-inch plush toy. £37 plus post. Sticking with Alton Towers again, and we were just talking about clothing. Here we have a fairly bog standard little beanie hat, branded with the Nemesis ride, £40. So if we take a look at Chessington now, this is a cool item. So we're talking vintage 1970s, according to the listing. Chessington World of Adventures, Bubble Works, lid and straw. Now, I don't know what Bubble Works was. Sorry, that was my mechanic. Great timing, giving me a call. The car's in for its MOT. I was saying, I don't know what Bubble Works was. I assume it was some sort of ride or attraction. But yeah, £36 for a plastic cup and straw, basically. Yeah, amazing stuff. So this, again, going back to Bubble Works, whatever that was, maybe if you know, you can let me know below. We have a plush. So this is a Chessington Bubble Works Blue Teddy soft toy. Decent price on that, 25 plus post. Now I mentioned earlier at Thorpe Park, they have a whole range of ranges. And this is the elephant one, an ornament figure, and yeah, that's sold at 50. It's only a small thing, 13.5 centimetres, but £50, and these will be out there. Yeah, that's incredible, £50 for one figure. Going back to clothing, Thorpe Park Saw Ride again. This is a hoodie with just the Saw branding on it there. $38.99 for a used theme park hoodie. Sticking with the Saw ride, so here we have a snow globe. Of all the things to make a Saw ride snow globe, of course, sold at $29.99. And then another ride-based resin ornament. This one is based on the Swarm, and that's gone at $25.99 plus post. And then Thought Park again, one of the ranges, the elephant, so same character that we saw as a resin figure. This is a hat, and that's sold for 25. One bid plus post. So there you are. That's the selection of stuff I found from just browsing on eBay last night and pulling up completed listings. So as you can see, there's a collector's market for this. Prices can be surprising on some stuff. And again, there's a whole range of prices. Don't expect every pin badge to be worth those sort of prices. Don't expect every mug to be the top end. But you can see that it's a niche that's worth thinking about. And if you see things while you're out and about and they're cheap, they're definitely worth taking a chance on. Some of the clothing items surprised me. So if you see branded hoodies, jackets, hats, all of that stuff in charity shops, at jumble sales, just grab them. Chances are there'll be some good profit in it. It could be surprising. And also remember, I only looked at 3 theme parks. There are many theme parks in the UK, smaller ones, lesser known ones that don't exist anymore. There are collectors for theme park merch, full stop. So don't discount things just because it wasn't in this video. I wasn't talking about it. Also, this was only the UK. So the American parks across Europe, there'll be a market for all of that stuff as well. So I really hope that was helpful. Please let me know below if you have dabbled in this niche, if you've done well in this niche. I've sold mostly mugs, to be honest, over the years. I can't think what else I've had. I've had a couple of pin badges, but not for years and years. I haven't found much at all recently until this one, which, as I said, has a really annoying crack through here. So that's going to diminish its value. I will try and sell it still, I think, just as a decorative collector's item. But yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I will pop another video up here. I'll try and find another one where I'm talking about a particular niche to buy and sell. So please check this one out. Thank you for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon.